Engrafted Word Media presents to you, by the Spirit of Truth, the teaching of the gospel of the kingdom of God to transform men into mobile tabernacles, that God might dwell in and amongst his people. God's word is equally capable of unveiling to the believer the priceless privilege of sharing in the power that raised Jesus from the dead, which is at work in us, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Our specific commission is to make disciples of all nations as we preach this gospel of the kingdom. If you are burdened by God to seek spiritual oversight for your life for effective service unto God, feel free to contact us at our discipleship training sessions, which hold every Sunday by 8 a.m. and Wednesday by 5 p.m. at Refiner's House, 142 Udomana Street, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Email address refinersproject@yahoo.com. Telephone numbers 0803 449 9188, 0802 389 4082, and 0813 896 4084. I trust that the Lord would bring a positive and permanent change to your life as you listen to his instructions in this message through his servant. God bless you.
And looking at the subject of finding a wife and finding a correct husband, finding a correct placement in God's purpose. Lord, I ask that from your bosom you will speak to us in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. The Bible says the children of the youth are like arrows in the hand of the mighty man. We are your arrows, arrows for the future, with whom you will speak to the enemies in the gate. But if the arrows have been compromised at the point of shooting forth, what can the righteous do? Father, we are pleading with you. Please speak to rescue our future in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Whatever the enemy has been planning for us to destroy, to malign, to disturb, or even just to delay our future, our glorious future, Father, speak today to preempt the enemy. We ask it in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you, Almighty Father. We worship and exalt your name. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Praise the Lord. Please seated. My heart is really full this morning. And there will have been many things I would have loved to speak to you about. But the time that we have is very short, so I'm going to have to focus on a small aspect. But with it, I will try to begin with some principles, and then we will end up looking at marriage and how to pick a correct husband, a correct wife. I won't talk too much about that, but I'm praying that God will minister to each one of us in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Let me begin by saying that life as a whole can be divided into three major sections. Everybody that comes to this life, that comes to this world, if they don't die young, will pass through three phases of life. Our people, our cultural, most of our proverbs, most of our cultures have a proverb, and they have a common saying. Like a song in my dialect says, there are 3 times, 3 seasons for every created human being on the earth. Just like there are 3 periods of the day. There is the morning, there is the afternoon, and there is what? The night, when you will sleep. And anybody who doesn't die young, which I pray for you fervently, that you will not die young in the name of Jesus. You will not die before your time, and your sun will not set before night. Did you say amen? Amen. All right. Now, if I have prayed for you like that, and God answers that kind of prayer for you, it means that you are going to pass through 3 phases in life. 3 segments. 3 phases that dovetail into one another. Do you know the meaning of dovetailing? That, the transition is not, you cannot say from this time to this time is morning. You wake up this morning, you are in the morning of your life. When you sleep and wake up the following morning, you are in the afternoon. It's not like that. The transition enters one another. But there are 3 broad sections. There is the early morning of life, which we call childhood. In that phase, you are a baby, you are a toddler, you are a, what else do I call your name? A small child. You are an infant, baby infant. Then you become a child. And then you are growing up until around age 12. You are a child. And one of the characteristics of children is that people take decisions for them. They take all decisions for them. They don't choose what they eat. They don't choose what they wear. They don't choose where they go. Nobody even discusses with them that we are going somewhere. How many people are here when you were a baby? You are 1 or 2 years old. Your mommy will wake up and say, should we go to church? Did they ask you? What did they do? They just bundled you. You were still sleeping. They just come and carry you while you are still sleeping and say, honey, baby, we are going, come and take your bath. You like to tell mommy, please leave me, I want to sleep. They carry you and put you under cold water. You do like this, then you wake up. You didn't want to wake up, but you must wake up at the time that mommy and daddy wants you. Am I correct? They simply went to the wardrobe and picked the dress you will wear and wore it for you. Then while you are still wondering, they carry you to table, yeah, eat. When you finish eating, then they grab you. Either throw you on the back or hold you on the hand if you have started walking, and they drag you either to school, to church, to market, to anywhere they like. In the morning of life, decisions are taken for you. Is somebody listening to me? Where you go, what you do, what you eat, who you are with, all of these decisions are taken without consultation with you. It's the morning of life. In fact, let's start from the very beginning. They didn't consult you in heaven before choosing your father and your mother for you. Or did they tell you? Did you have a hand in it? They did not choose whether you are going to be born in Nigeria or you'll be born in America. If they gave you the choice, where would you like to be born? America straight or Canada? Anywhere apart from this Nigeria where there's no NEPA. The roads are bad. Everything is... I would have loved to be born there. But nobody consulted you. They just gave birth to you in Akwa Ibom State. Most of you to Akwa Ibom parents. You went to Akwa Ibom schools. You went to Abayakom. My tongue is running too fast now. Every decision was taken for you. Are you listening to me? And because almost all decisions were taken for you, you carried no responsibility. Even if you strayed into the middle of the road and a vehicle was about to hit you, and somebody said, look at that child, and they rescued you, instead of beating you, who will they beat? The adults that allowed you to go to the road, because anyone who doesn't make decisions does not carry responsibility. Is somebody listening to me? This coin, every coin has two sides. Unfortunately now, there's no coin in my pocket, and there are almost no coin in circulation. When you hold a coin, it has two sides, isn't it? One side of this coin of life says authority. The other side says responsibility. If I have authority to choose and direct and decide, automatically I carry the responsibility for whatever the outcome of that period is. Nobody is responsible for their childhood, because parents, adults, senior people take decisions for you. They provide for you. They do everything for you. They take responsibility for whatever comes out of your early childhood. So we have seen people who grew up later in life and they cursed their parents. Why did they curse their parents? They said they didn't take care of me when I was young. They didn't train me well. The story is told that one armed robber was about to be shot, and they said, you have a last wish. Make a last request, and we will grant you. He said they should go and bring his mother. He wants to talk to his mother. So when they brought Mama, his hands were tied. May God not allow you to see it. In those days in Nigeria, when they catch somebody in armed robbery, they will tie him to the post, tie his hand, and cover his face. Then soldiers will come and shoot him until he dies. So while they tied him to the stake, he said, Mama, come. Mama should come near him. When Mama came near him, he said, Mama, bring your ear. Let me say something privately to you. You know what he did? When his teeth grabbed Mama's ears, they are going to kill him. He carried his teeth and grabbed the ear and grinded until he cut the ear. Blood gush. Mama. He said, yes. At least, even though I cannot punish you for not training me well, but at least this ear that I cut, you will keep remembering that you did not do your work well when you were young. When I was young. When I started stealing, you didn't correct me. When I started doing this, now I am going to die for what was your lapses. Are you following me? When a life is in the early morning of its existence on the earth, the authority is not given to him, and so responsibility is not his own. Are you following me? Then comes the afternoon of life, when you are released to start taking decisions by yourself. You are called an adult. You eat what you want, go where you want to go, do what you want. You choose your job, you choose your career, you choose everything. You choose your wife. You choose how many children you want to give birth to. You choose the kind of car you drive. You choose the town you live in. You can say, my parents lived in Akwa Ibom State. I don't like this place. I'm going up north. and nobody can stop you. You make your choices. You have authority to do and undo with your life. But I know you know the other side. What is the other side? You are completely responsible for all your action. There is a third phase. When you have become old, they call you an old man. You have lived your full life. I'm sorry to say, you almost return back to the state of being a child. Because how many of you have very old grandmas and grandpas at home? Let me see your hand. You know them. The food that grandma eats is chosen for her. The dress she wears is chosen for her. Now, can you imagine now? I have a father who is like he's nearly 90. He's 87 years of age. Even though I live very far from my father, I take many decisions for him. No, Daddy, you are not going to do that. No. No. Please now, I said, no, Daddy, no. Sometimes I will wake up and say, Daddy, see, you are working too much. You have to take a holiday now. You are going to have to take a rest. I'm going to send a car. They are going to carry you to my junior sister's place. You are going to be there for at least 1 or 2 months. What does Grandpa say? He said, okay. If you think that's the best thing for me now, which phase has Grandpa entered into? Night. At night, there's no light. Activity is reduced. You sit in one place. Your strength is failing. Your energy is almost gone. If you don't die young, you are going to pass through each of these phases. Are you with me? Now, but in between each of these 3 phases are what I call transition phases. Everybody say transition phases. What is transition? What does it mean to transit? Is to move from this phase to another phase. So the transition from each of those phases is gradual. So what you call teenage life, the teenager, is actually the transition phase between the morning and the afternoon. I will not bother you about the others because it doesn't concern us now. But let me tell you, the transition between your afternoon and your night is called your consolidation phase. That's when you consolidate all the things you have done in life. But I won't bother you about that because it's still far away for you, isn't it? What is concerning me and you today is the phase of transition between the morning and the afternoon of your life. You know, around that 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, 12 noon, it is no longer morning, but it is not yet hot afternoon. That's who a teenager is. A teenager is somebody who is no longer a child. We can't order him around any longer. We can't make all the decisions for him. We start consulting him. But on the other hand, he's not yet a full adult. He cannot take all the decisions. He cannot do all the things he wants to do. He cannot take all the responsibility for what he does in life. Is somebody listening to me? So this phase of your life is the phase I call the transition phase. You are moving from the morning of your life to the afternoon of your life, and you will see, what you will see in every transition you see is that you will see characteristics of the going phase and some characteristics of the coming phase. Are you following me? You will see certain things that are still like as if you are a child. So once in a while you see, am I a child? I'm no longer a child. You see, that's why teenagers are always struggling to prove that they are no longer children. But adults still see them as if they are children because they are not yet full adults. So this is where the conflict normally is between parents and teenagers. Do you understand me now? I have explained you to yourself. Most parents do not understand that your baby, your infant, your toddler is no more. This is no longer a baby. You cannot be commanding and instructing and making all the decisions for him or her the way you used to do when she was a child. Do you know that in many of your parents' eyes, you have not grown up? What are you? You are still a baby. Shall I tell you a funny story? I went to visit my mother, my father and my mother. Now, I'm talking about me now. At that time, I was already more than 50 years of age. At that time, I was married, I have children and all of that. So I went to visit my mother and my father. After we talked, my car was parked on the other side of the road. So we wanted to cross the road to go and enter my car. Do you know what happened? My mother held my hand. What does she want to do? She wants to take me across the road. Why? Because I am still her child. The way she used to hold my hand when I was a small boy, that's what is still somewhere at the I say, Mommy, you are holding my hand. I say, am I not your mother? I say, it's okay, hold my hand. Actually, now, when we want to cross the road, I am the one who holds her hand to make sure that she crosses. Are you following what I'm talking about? In your parents' eyes, you are still children. And your parents are not here today. They are the first set of people I will have addressed. That a teenager is no longer a child. A teenager that is still behaving like a child actually is a problem. And if you have a teenager that is still waiting for mommy to take all decisions for him, it is still mommy that will wake you up. It is still mommy that will tell you to go and take your bath. It is still mommy that will tell you, have you eaten today? Oh yeah, go to the table, go and eat. What are you? You are a child, you are a baby. But you are not. You are no longer a baby like that. And I normally like to tell parents, anybody between the age of 13, by the time they are reaching 20, 21, 22, 25, the parents will begin to gradually agree that, okay, you are growing up. But usually between 12 and 19, all the teen, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's always a tug of war between this growing, transiting child and the parents who still view him or her as if he's still what? A child. And that's a big problem. Am I correct? Will you confirm it? The majority of the quarrel between you and mommy or you and daddy is that they are treating you as if you are a child. I will teach you something to pray about. Should I tell you? As I was growing up, I read a story. There's a story of a big tree. Very big tree. And you know, when a tree grows, it grows old, then it dies. Normally, it replaces itself with another tree of itself. It will give rise to a seedling. He's hoping that my seed will fall to the ground. Many times the seed falls to the ground close to the mother. And then it germinates and grows and becomes a seedling. So that even if this mother tree dies, this tree has reproduced. So the farmer saw that this big tree, oh, there's a seedling of this big tree already growing. So the farmer quickly took it and went and transplanted it beside the big tree, very close to it. The reason is because when the farmer got to farm after one morning of heavy rain and downpour, what had happened to the seedling? It was already full, because the seedling was not strong enough to withstand the storm and the battles of life. So the farmer said, I know how to make sure that this seedling does not die. Removes the seedling, go and plant it very close to the mother, and then took copper wire. You know what they call copper wire? Wire, electric wire. You have seen electric wire before. Took electric wire and tied the baby tree to the mother tree. So when it rains and the wind is blowing and the thing is going like this, and it will have pushed the seedling uses the strength of the mother to stand straight. The mother shields it. Oh, it was wonderful. 1 month, 2 months, after some time, the baby tree started growing, isn't it? It also started growing, and it was growing big. So first rainy season, second rainy season, third rainy season, fourth, fifth rainy season. One day the farmer got to the tree. By this time, the old tree was already beginning to die, but the young tree was beginning to grow big and strong, like the mother was in those early days. But when the farmer got there, you know what had happened? The wire that they used to tie the seedling to the tree, do you know what must have happened now? Who can guess? Who can tell me what happened? Yes, tell me. The wire is cutting into the stem, because you see, as the smaller tree is growing big, the copper wire is not growing bigger. So, and the copper wire stayed where it was because it's iron. So unconsciously, the rope that was meant to preserve the seedling from dying is now the very rope that is killing the seedling. Is somebody listening to me? The love and the affection, many times, you know, that's like the story of the mother or the parent and the child. They circle the child, they protect the child. Don't go here, don't go there. If you go there, you will die. If you go there, motor will kill you. If you go there, Ojuju will catch you. How many of you they have told like that? They say Ojuju is there, Ojuju is on the road, Ojuju is this. You go near candle and fire, they say, fire, burn, fire, keep you away, keep you away, keep you away, keep you away. At that beginning, that's wonderful. That's what preserves you, isn't it? But there's coming a time in your life, and that's where I'm going. All of this is just preamble. You know, we have not opened the Bible. What did I call it? It's preamble, for you to know where we are going. There comes a time in your life when parents must begin to release their hand from around you, to begin to release you to the storms of life, to face some battles in life, to face the society, to face things that you were shielded from when you were young. If they don't release you, let me quickly treat that because I want to push that aside. If they don't quickly release you at the time when they are supposed to release you, they will begin to kill you. What are they going to kill? They will kill your initiative. Is somebody listening to me? You are not too young to understand what I'm talking about. Are you old enough? Do you understand? They will begin to kill your ability to say, let's do this. Let's take this challenge. Let's go on this adventure. They will kill it. And if they kill it, you will never become a full-grown, established adult. They will begin to kill your ability to take decisions. Your ability to make judgments. If they keep making those judgments for you, they will make you a vegetable for life. So you will grow up in age without growing up in mind. So I beg parents all the time, please, don't kill these young lives. Give them space to explore. But then, because you are not yet a full adult, the only thing they can give you is what I call a guided release. What did I call it? They will release you, but with guidance. They must start releasing you, but they must not be too far. Guided release. And that's what I want to say to you this afternoon. Now we are going to look at the story of 3 people in the Bible. I pray that I have enough time to look at them, but because I'm looking at a narrow section of their life, we are going to see what happens. I'm going to pick a boy who refused guided release. You know what I call guided release? A small release and bring you back. Release you small and follow you. Release you and stand by you. Allow you to make your decisions, but when your decisions are getting close to failure, what do? They quickly come in and help you out. That's guided release. While I beg the parents to please release your young teenagers to start trying their wings, I must beg you to accept a guided release. What did I say? Let me tell the person beside you what I said. You just summarize it by saying accept a guided release. Explain it. What do I mean? Who understands what I have said? Can I see your hand up? And I want a teenager to talk. I don't want all these old people to talk. They are not my people. I want somebody who is still between 13 and 19. Who understands what I have said so far? That's one of the characteristics of teenagers. They don't like to talk in public. They all keep quiet. If I talk now, if I don't say it well, they will laugh at me. I know them. I was a teenager before. Though it's a long time now, but my children have passed through teenage life. I have plenty teenagers around me, and I love them because they represent, as far as I'm concerned, that's the best stage of life. I've now discovered that that's the best stage to build the correct principles for life. When you wait until 30, you are too late. They have made up their mind. They have become caked in a wrong direction. But at that age, I can build them. I can put principles in their life. I can show them mistakes that I make so that they will not make it. Is there somebody who will talk to me now? Which one of us will be bold? Be bold. And tell me, yes, be bold and tell me, what did I say? Explain it to me. Okay, bring your microphone for her so that I can hold my own.
Praise the Lord. It means that as our parents are going to give us a guided release, that we should not go far and we should stay within them. And if they give us decision, they make decision for us when we are at the wrong side of it, that we should also accept the decision. That we should not say because we have been given a guided release that we should not accept their decision. That is what it means.
Did she get it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, clap for her. Clap properly now. All right. Yes, I will beg your parents to release you, but I will beg you to allow them to do what? To guide that release. I'm going to show you two people in the Bible who refused a guided release. Then I will show you one who accepted it. Already, that should tell you the statistics. That more teenagers prefer unguided release. More young people say, leave me alone. I'm not a baby again. I know what I'm doing. I can go by myself. Leave me. Just watch me. I will do well. See me. But more often than not, they come back home wounded, scattered, their future battered. Then they will still come and cry to the same mother and the same father that they refused to guide them. Are you following what I'm saying? More teenagers prefer on this unguided release. Leave me. I'm not a small boy again. I'm already in SS1 now. When I was in primary school, you can be doing that kind of thing to me. Do you think I don't know what I'm... Mommy, leave me alone. I know the good friends that I have. They are my friends. Don't choose my friends for me. I didn't choose your friends for you. I know that sometimes you don't talk, but you are saying it where? Inside your... Every time they are saying that, I know you are talking. It's just that you are not talking out. When my children were teenagers, very interesting. When they do something, I say, why are you doing this? You are no. I discovered that many times, teenagers don't hear what their parents are saying. Confirm. Do your head like this. When I'm correct, say yes. Because as soon as mommy starts saying, Janet, Udwak, why did you do this? No. You just shut up your mind. You don't hear anything again. I did not know when my children were like that in that stage. I did not know until one day I was passing when I had one talking to the other one. You know, he did something wrong and me, I was trying to correct him and talk. He went and told his brother and said, Daddy was just shouting on somebody. Daddy was just shouting. So everything I said is equal to shouting. He didn't hear. And that is the reason why you keep doing the same things all the time. Because you kept saying, I am an adult. I already know what I want to do with my life. Leave me alone. So when mommy is trying to say something else, what do? And you know, you can see that there are some people here. Maybe it was your parents who said, there is a teenagers meeting this morning. Oh yeah, wear your clothes, go. Mommy, I don't want to go. I have something I want to do. Say, wait, I will carry your go. That's how you are here. So even as you are sitting down, let the man say whatever he wants to say. After all, thank God, singles meeting will not last forever. After 2 hours, you will release us. So no matter what the man says, as far as I'm concerned, they forced you here, so you are not interested. It's a big problem for teenagers. The parents are still trying to guide you. They are still trying to manage you. But something tells you, you don't need guidance any longer. You are old enough. You are a big boy now. You are in SS3. Nobody should be talking to you like that. And then when they talk, you just do your hair like this. And you go and sit down. Let's look at a boy. I decided to look at a boy. And then so that it will not look like it is only boys that have this problem, I will also look at a girl. Am I permitted? Eh? But boys, I'm sorry. When I look for the person who did well, it's a girl that I found. So we'll look at the girl. There are boys, but their story will be more difficult. We will need to study long. I will have studied David. But we will need to study here and there before I can show you. But there are these girls. There are these three young people. So we are going to look. The third person is actually not too young. But maybe because she has learned how life deals with people, she turned out right. So let's look at the first person, a boy. We have given him a name. We all call him the prodigal son. Have you heard of his name before? His story is found in Luke chapter 15. And I want you to read quickly. Luke chapter 15. And his story starts from verse 11. I will read it very quickly so that we can get the story in our mind. And I will highlight some issues quickly. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself unto a citizen of that country, and he sent him unto his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave him. And when he came to himself, he said, How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger here? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him. Put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet, and bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found. And they began to be merry. Let me stop there. The story of the boy who refused a guided release. The prodigal son, that's the name he collected at the end of his life. But that was not the name his father named him. Are you hearing me? We don't know the name his father named him. And let me tell you, if you don't accept this guided release, by the time you have mismanaged your life, the wonderful, beautiful name that your parents name you will most likely be forgotten. It will be replaced by a name describing your misbehavior. Is somebody listening to me? This boy was growing up in the house. Good boy. There were 2 boys in the house. The father did not have too many children, so there was plenty of food. There were fatted calf. He ate whenever he wanted. He grew up. The father raised him. They trained him. They did everything until one day, this boy felt, I am no longer a boy. And then he went to his father. He said, Father, give me what belongs to me. Now you see, he was beginning to ask for a release. Is somebody listening to me? Give me what, let me also try myself. I'm beginning to have initiative. I'm beginning to have strength. I'm beginning to have visions. I also like to do something on the earth. Daddy, give me the wherewithal with which to prosecute my future. And I want to point out to you that the father did not say no. Every correct father knows that every child must be sponsored into their future. There is no life that can go empty-handed. No young life that can face the world with empty hands and succeed. So the father has to release to him. Release funds. Release space. Are you with me? Release time. Release his decisions. You see, when he gave him the goods that belong to him, it means he can decide what he wants to do with the goods, isn't it? So the father was giving him a release. He gave him a release of grace, a release of time, a release of energy, a release of resources. Allowed him to take the lead in certain things. But the father wanted him to remain where? At home. Look at his senior brother. The senior brother is older than him. The senior brother also collected his own portion of goods. But the senior brother decided to remain where? At home. Once you remain at home, and I know what I'm talking about, no matter how old you have become, once you are still living inside your father's house, there are certain decisions that are not allowed, that are not released into your hand. I know. When I finished university, and I came back, and God told me, return to your town and minister for me. I have much people in that city, and God gave me a vision of ministering in the town of my town of origin. So I went back. That's where my parents are living. So when I went back, normally, where did I go back to? To my father's house. I went to my father's house. I still had my room. So I was living inside the room. I was still eating my parents' food. I was looking for a job. I have not yet found a job. So they fed me. They provided shelter. They provided protection. Anytime I needed money, I will go and say, Daddy, I want to go and do interview in that place, but there's no transport money. They say, you have finished university now. Don't be slapping your leg and be collecting money from Daddy now. So what will he do? He will give me. But because I was living under his roof, he said, if you are going to be living under my roof, nobody should be banging my gate after 8 p.m. in the night. So you must return to this house by what? By 7, between 7 and 8. No matter the fellowship that I was doing, and the fellowship was sweet, and the man of God was in the spirit. Once it's 7:30 like this, because I am still living where? At home with my parents, I will have to stand up and say, Pastor, be preaching the rest of the message. I have to go home now. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Yes, now you have to go home because you are still living with your parents. That means that your movement is curtailed. Your decisions are curtailed. Sometimes you will have planned that, this Saturday, I'm going to wash all my clothes and clean my room and set my books and do everything. Then your father will come on Saturday morning and say, John, I want to travel to Lagos. And the man I thought would drive me, he has disappointed me. Me and you, we are going to Lagos. Oh. Does it not happen? What happens to all your plan to settle down and to after you finish everything, you now sleep for 3 hours that you have been looking for? What happens to all that plan? Suspended. I will tell you what happened to me. The day I was 21 years of age, I became 21. At 21 is a special age, isn't it? You have become a full adult. I had planned what I was going to do, how I was going to pray, all the time I was going to use to read my Bible, and when I finished with God, then I was going to visit my friends and all of that. My father woke up that morning and said, Lanre, I said, come and quickly carry me. I want to see my friend there. Carry me quickly. We should be back. I said, Daddy, he said, go wear your clothes. Do I have a choice? I'm eating his food. So I wore my clothes. I was hoping that we will just go and quickly we will do what? We got to this his friend. They left me in the car. 3 hours, 4 hours, they are still talking. I was hearing their laughter from inside the car. On my birthday, my 21st, but I can't forget. And then when he came out, his friend looked at me and said, how are you? I didn't know you were outside, and shook my hand and said, oh, your father didn't take you in. I will have given you, at least given you a bottle of Coke to drink. He still didn't give me that bottle of Coke. That's how I went. Then he carried me from there. You will not believe it. We came home back at 8:30 p.m. in the night. That's how I spent my 21st birthday. Is it not interesting? Very, very interesting. But why? I am still at home. This is the problem for teenagers. This is the reason why they don't want a guided release, because now I am beginning to think like an adult. I'm beginning to have money, small money in my hand like an adult. I'm beginning to have sense. I can talk and people are listening, especially when I get among my friends. You know, it is at home that they look at you as a small child, isn't it? But when you get among your friends and they say, Lanre Adeboye, I say, my guy. And then you say, because I'm a big man among my friends, isn't it? And my hand is doing like this. When I there, they say, chairman. I say, yeah, sit down. What's happening? We talk. But when I get home, Lanre! You know, parents don't understand this. They don't understand that I am no longer the small boy that I used to be. Me, myself, when I get outside now, I am somebody. Everybody say I'm somebody. Yes, now. When I talk, people listen. They say, Kai, you have spoke something, man. Take 5. Take 5 now. But your parents keep thinking that you are still a small boy. So the prodigal son told himself, I cannot really behave as an adult unless I get away from home. Is somebody listening to me? I cannot really enjoy and prove to be something and somebody unless I leave home. And when I say leave home, I'm not talking about physical home. There are many teenagers today trapped physically at home, but in their mind, what has happened? They have gone. What do we mean by home? A home is a place where a man belongs to a family. A home is an arrangement, is a physical location of people who are connected together and people who respect the opinions of one another. A home is the habitation of people who believe that, I hope you are listening to me, whatever I do will affect this person. It's going to affect all of us. I cannot act without thinking of the others. That's a home. That's a family. I cannot do things as I like. I have to think first. How will daddy feel? How will mommy feel? How will it affect my brother? How will it affect my sister? That's somebody who is still at home. But you know the general thing that affects teenagers. Once they reach that age, even though they are physically inside the house, they are living alone. Have you noticed that teenagers like to lock themselves up in the room? Especially in these days with handset. If they have small data, just lock his door. He's far away, even though physically he's inside the house. Signs and symptoms of the beginning of the prodigal son. When you are beginning to get that stage, when you want to be alone, you just want to talk alone, you want to do your things alone, and you are thinking of yourself alone, is the first problem of teenagers. That's what pushes them out. They don't want to be responsible. They want to collect money from their parents, but they don't want to be responsible to their parents. The prodigal son stayed a few days in the house, and the Bible said not many days after, he did what? He gathered all and traveled to what? A far country. You know, the far country, I don't want you to think of physical. Many of you have become very far from your parents. They don't know you again. You have gone far away. Your mind and your thoughts are so far from your parents. They don't know the person you are in. One of my sons, when he does something, and I say, that thing is not clear. He said, Daddy, you don't understand. I say, what don't I understand? What do you understand that I don't understand? I gave back to him. He said, Daddy, don't worry. Daddy, don't worry. I say, I should not worry. Okay, come, let's talk. He said, Daddy, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Before I knew what was happening, this boy was very far from me. We are still in the same house. So I'm still paying his school fees. I'm buying clothes. I'm feeding him. I'm doing everything. But he's very far. I don't know his thoughts. I don't know his plans. I cannot guide you if I don't know you. And something persuades the teenager to think that my father doesn't understand. This is the lie that Satan normally uses to drag girls, boys. We are still talking about boys. We're going to talk about girls. The lie that he uses to drag boys and girls outside of their home because something tells them, my mother is old school. Abi? Is that not what you say? Or is it, do you understand old school? You do now. Why are all of you looking at me as if you don't know? When you say somebody is old school, his dressing is old school, their talking is old school, their language itself is different from your own. Something keeps telling you that because mommy has grown old, she does not understand what happens to a young girl like me. You forget that mommy was once what? A young girl like you. And as soon as mommy sees the sparkle in your eyes. She remembers the sparkle in her own eyes. And she knows that, the way this girl is, every time she's making a call, if the phone rings, she grabs it quickly. She will not carry it where everybody is sitting down. She goes to carry it aside. Mommy will say, I remember. There was no phone in my time. But we used to throw stone at the window. You don't know that there's nothing new under heaven. When a boy wants to visit a girl, he wants to call the girl out for them to talk. He will throw stone at the window. Cack, 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 3 stones. He knows that he has arrived. You just see, I remember that time, how I used to use my back. I will still be talking to mommy and daddy. They will be smiling at me. I will use my back to enter the kitchen. And I will stay in the kitchen and see if I am doing. They will be hearing. I'll be using plates to make bang, 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 bang. For them to think I am in the kitchen. When their mind has relaxed, I escape out to go and meet that boy. I remember. Now you don't throw stone again. You don't need to throw stone. You can throw chat. You just hear and you look. You quickly hide the phone. Every time I see a teenager with his hand with the phone inside pocket, I know there's something. Then you see them hold the phone like this. I will not tell you all the tricks that I have found out so that you will not change it. Then they will go out. You see them. Deep into the night, you are chatting. Hey! Mama say, hey, this is what made me to fail WAEC. Yo, this girl, she has started on the same journey I started. My girl. Sometimes our parents don't know how to handle it. I agree. Sometimes they will come and shout, small girl, useless girl, give me that phone. You are going to be a useless girl. Oh. What is mommy doing? Shouting on somebody. Mommies don't know how to handle it. Hi. If mommies were here now, I would have allowed my wife to come and tell them how she handled it. When she sees that kind of say, hey, it looks like you have a new friend in school. He say, mommy. He say, am I not your friend? I saw that girl. Now there's a girl. She's your friend. Say, we are just ordinary friends. We are just ordinary friends. He say, yes, I know that. What else? You are ordinary friends. But mommy wants to know your friends. So that if somebody comes to tell lies against you, I will say, I know all his friends. Don't you want me to be able to defend you like that? She say, yes. So tell me now. Even me, I've had boyfriends before. So there's nothing. Tell me. That's how. So every new girl that my boys find, they will go and tell their mommy. And it was wonderful. Do you know why it was wonderful? Mommy could guide them. The one that mommy knows that this girl is a danger, she will not talk. She will enter her room, kneel down. I should not tell them all the. I should not tell them. It's mommies I should tell this one. Because there are friends that are going to drag you outside of home. You know, I already defined home for you. You leave home not first with your body. You leave home where? First in your mind. There are friends that their activities only drag you farther and farther away from your father. Those friends are not good friends. Any friend that disconnects you from your family It's not a friend that is planning something good for you in the future. There's something that adults normally talk about. Dangerous adults. They say, isolate for slaughter. You know, chicken are playing in the compound. Chicken, plenty chicken, they are playing in the compound. If there is a particular one that you are planning to eat on Sunday, what is the first thing you do to that child? You run after it and separate it from the flock. Sometimes they tie the leg or they put it inside cage. You isolate before you do what? Slaughter. Any friend that cuts off your connection with daddies and mommies, what are they planning to do for you? Isolate you for it to be easy for you to be slaughtered. So even if the person that want to slaughter you is not, they just say, go to the backyard. You will see one chicken that I have tied down. They won't make mistake. They will just come straight for you. They will not come for you in Jesus' name. They just go straight for that chicken, slaughter the chicken, and the chicken is dead. Anything that attempts to cut as a teenager, you need home. You need daddy. You need mommy. You need their guided release. You need their guidance for you not to be lost. This boy went away. He ran away. Went very far. And once you see that you are becoming very far from your parents, can I beg you? Go back home. Go back to your mother and say, Mommy, do you know you don't really know me? One boy shocked his mother like that. His father, he was talking to his father. He said, Daddy, you know you don't really know me. The father said, how can I not know my son? You are my son. And he called him all the 300 names that they named him. He said, Daddy, forget. You don't know me. Okay, let me tell you one that happened to me. Here was a young man that has passed through my house. He's not my son. He's the son of actually one of the staff that were working together. And he had passed through my hand. He's my friend, is it? So, after like 5-6 years, we have not seen. Then we met in Ghana. Then he said, excuse me, sir, I want to see you. I said, for what? He said, I want to talk with you. So when we sat down, he said, I know you don't know me, sir. I said, you are, and I called all his name. He said, no, you don't know me. I don't want you to be thinking you know me, because you don't know me. I have changed from the boy you used to know. I sat down properly. I know that there's a story. This boy started telling me stories. Stories of how he went into Indian hemp. Stories of how he went into gangs. Stories of how he went into drugs. Stories of this, stories of that. And these stories, he saying, excuse me, sir, I'm just trying to come out. I have not yet succeeded in coming out very well. I just wanted you to know me so that you can help me and be praying for me. I wanted to cry that day. Because as I look at the boy, very gentle. Have you noticed that those who join cults, sometimes they look very gentle? Very gentle face, as if they cannot drink water. As if you put water in their mouth, you will meet it tomorrow. Very gentle. Tall, handsome. I said, how did it happen? He started telling me story. He told me these stories until I missed my flight. I had to pay extra money to get flight for the following day. But I knew that this is a life that needed help. Are you with me? Some of those things happening to you, don't think that mommy cannot understand. Just in case you think that if you talk to mommy, mommy is going to scatter the roof. There may be a senior brother, a pastor, an elder whom you feel you can trust. Go and disclose yourself to them. Because if you allow Satan to isolate you, the end result of it will be like the prodigal son. Look at what happened to the prodigal son. Kai, how many more minutes do I have? I should keep going on. Don't do that to me. Oh. It's too dangerous to give me that kind of liberty. I will be here for another 2 hours. We have already spent 1 hour. Can you imagine? Are we back in the prodigal son? Go there. Luke chapter 15. And he took his journey into a far country, verse 13. Not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country. And there, what did he do? He wasted his substance with what? Riotous living. I don't have time. I will have taken each of those words one by one. But let me say to you, teenager, are you hearing me? I know that your intelligence is shocking you. You know the meaning of that? The thing is making you look as if I'm somebody. That's the way we used to say it. I don't know your language now. The thing is bubbling inside of you. You are intelligent. You are smart. You can speak good English. You are passing your exams very well. When you speak outside, people listen. Something is beginning to tell you that you yourself, you are already something. Yes. Every of such things that you take away from home during this very delicate period of your life, you are going to waste it. What did the prodigal son do with all the things he collected from his father? He wasted. Do you know that everything you have, you collected it from your parents? Even the intelligence, where did it come from? It's either from your father or from your mother. It's their gene that made you intelligent. It's their genetic capacity that make you brilliant. If you can talk, look at all the children of Pastor Akpan now. Will they know how to talk or will they not know how to talk? They will know how to talk. Their father is a preacher. Their father is a talker. Like me. My children know how to talk. My children know how to preach. I think my first son has been here to preach. Some of you may have met him. He's already preaching like me. He got it from me. The other day, I was in the room with one of them. We were working something. I can't remember what I did. Okay, I remember now. I used a tool to measure some batteries. I was measuring the voltage of some batteries. We were together. And when I finished, I wanted to pack the instrument. And then I was winding the thing very carefully. I was aligning the wire. The boy looked at me and laughed. He said, Daddy, so it was from you I got this thing. I got it from you. I said, what do you mean? I said, people will be wondering, why are you arranging the wire so neatly? Why can't you just pack everything? I didn't know. I thought I'm just like that. I suddenly realized that I got it from you. Do you know that every aptitude, every skill, every capacity, every capability that you have, you either got it genetically from your parents or you got it from the environment they provided. The school they sent you to, the people you met, they are the ones that trained you. They are the ones that made you who you are today. The prodigal son collected all his goods from the father. Teenager, please listen to me. Don't be arrogant. Because everything you have, everything that is pushing you and making you to look like a big boy, you collected it from home. And anything collected from home that is taken outside the context of home will be wasted. Should I say it again? Anything you take from home, whether intelligence, whether knowledge, whether skill, whether even money, whether connections, whether opportunities, once you take it away from the context of relationship with the people at home, you are going to waste it. The prodigal son wasted all his substance. He wasted it. He wasted it. What's the meaning of waste? When something is wasted, No. It's lost. You are close, but you didn't reach there. Who knows the meaning of waste? Used without commensurate profit. Something is wasted when it finishes and there is no harvest, no return, then it's wasted. See now, I'm sweating, I'm jumping up and down. But if there is fruit from this meeting, my labor is not wasted. But if I do everything and it doesn't affect anybody, then all my talk for the past 1 hour is what? Wasted. Can I beg you, young man, young woman, don't waste your life. Keep your capacities connected with your home. Keep your intelligence. Keep it submitted to mommy and daddy. It will thrive. It thrives at home. Do you know that everything has its own habitat? Everything grows in its own normal habitat. Everything you collected from home can only grow well at home. Take it out of home. Carry it to some friends who don't know you. Oh, many times I beg the teenager, I say, the young man that you are talking with as your friend, number one, he doesn't know more than you. Both of you are ignorant of life. Number two, that boy, that friend does not have a stake in your future. Is somebody listening to me? Young girl, if you suddenly get pregnant now and you drop out of school and they have to take you to the village to go and deliver your baby, your friend who lured you and gave you the boyfriend, she will continue her school. She will go to University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She will graduate with first class while you are nursing baby in the village. She has no stake in your future. She will not stay with you. But look at your mommy. If something bad like that happened to you, can she throw you away? She will not. She will still say, it's my daughter. It's my daughter. What will I do? After all, Nami Bona, bring her, bring your baby. She will nurse you, nurse your baby. She has a stake in your future. Daddy has a stake in your future. If you become a proficient somebody tomorrow and you become a good member of society, daddy will be happy. Daddy has a stake in it. You say, that's my boy. That's my boy. And if you fail tomorrow and you become an armed robber, he will also still say, that's my boy. You know, have you heard of Charlie Boy before? How many of you know Charlie Boy? Few of you. He's one rascally adult like me in Lagos who refused to grow up. If I meet him, I will tell him like that. That you are grown, but you don't want to grow up inside. He's always, they call him area father. He gathers ruffians. He sings, he does many things and all of that. His father is the acknowledged Justice Oputa. You are young, you don't know Justice Oputa. Oputa was the one, they made the head of the Reconciliation Committee in the days of, I think it was in the days of Jonathan. Is it Jonathan? Or maybe Obasanjo. I think it was Obasanjo. Truth and Reconciliation Committee. Justice, high justice. One of the most respected high court judges in Nigeria. It is his son that is a Charlie Boy. So they went to him and said, how do you feel the kind of things that your son does in Lagos? Do you know what the man said? The man said, Charlie Boy is not my son. I gave birth to Charles Oputa. I didn't give birth to Charlie Boy. What is that father doing? You see, even though he is denying him and saying what he has become now, he is on his own. But still, the boy is still, what is the meaning of Charlie Boy? It's Charlie Oputa. Are you following what I'm saying? Every time he goes, they say that's Charlie Boy's father. He's responsible, he's respectable, he's a highly respected person in the country, but his boy is a useless boy. The story, when they tell it, it will reach your father, it will reach your mother. They have a stake in your future. Every time my children are going to school, as they are going one by one, we sit down with them and say, let me tell you, there's nobody that can love you like daddy and mommy. Nobody. I normally, sometimes I can be dramatic. I say, who is this? The boy will look at me and say, you are daddy now. What about this one? She's mommy. What's the meaning of daddy? You are the one who gave birth to me. I say, yes. What about mommy? Say, daddy now. I say, yes, just tell me. She's the one that born you from her stomach, Abi. Look at us very well. There are no other two human beings alive who have your best interest at heart. The reason is because whatever you become tomorrow is going to directly impinge on our own well-being. Are you listening to me, children? It doesn't matter what. Mommy is always carrying cane to come and beat you. He's always treating you as if you are a small boy. The reason she's doing like that is because she knows that tomorrow, when she's old, you are the one that will either take care of him or leave her to suffer. She's doing what she's doing today because she has a stake in the future. Is somebody listening to me? They said this boy wasted everything with riotous living. I think that's the only second thing I'm going to touch before I go away from the prodigal son. What is a riot? Who has ever been in a riot before? Let me see your hand if you have participated in a riot before. They will not raise their hand. Okay, you have watched riot on TV before. Let me see your hand. You have watched it before. What is a riot? We don't go agree. Oh, we don't go agree. We don't agree. We are going to break everything. Oh, no. I was in the university. Many riots. I learned how to escape before the riot begins. Do you know why? Should I tell you riot? Riot is a bad thing. The intelligence, three of you. Stand up. See 3 of us. 4 of us. Stand up. See 4 of us. Let us assume that because I'm older than them, my intelligence is 15. This one is older next. So his intelligence, let me give him 10. Let me give this one 7. And give... Okay, let me also give her 7. What is if we add our intelligence together, what should it be? Do maths now quickly and give me the answer. 15 plus 10 is what? 25 plus 14. 39. In a crowd, the average intelligence of a crowd, you will think is the addition of our intelligence. No. If we are acting alone, I will act to power 15. He will act raised to power 10. Abi, power 7, power 7. But when we come together in a riot, the intelligence of a riot is less than 7. It's not up to 7. People in a riot don't think. Think now. I know you can think now because you are not in a riot. Do they think? When a guy will just jump on the chair and say, we not go agree. We're going to kill the VC. What will everybody say? Yeah. If they think. If they think, will they say, hey? But you see, the average intelligence, clean your chair and sit down. Thank you. Thank you very much. The average intelligence of a crowd is less than the least intelligent in that crowd. Sometimes, the small janjala boy that leads them to go and burn Senate building, when you see him, you will say, is this the boy? but he has mouth. He can jump up and say, yeah, we are going to, all those oppressors, we are going to push them out. Everybody say, yeah, great refiners. Great. What's going to happen? All of you will be following him like this. Go, like sheep. You'll be going, and you'll be seeing intelligent students who in their normal mind, they can never break a cup. Even if they are annoyed, they will never carry cup and smash it. When they enter a riot, they will jump on top of the VC's car, carry hockey stick, and say, great, this is the car of the oppressor. Everybody say oppressor. Down with the oppressor. Bah! When he breaks the windscreen of the VC's car, will anybody rebuke him inside the riot? What will they do? They will hail him. Let me tell you, once you go away from home, you enter a riot. At home, you are intelligent. At home, you have things. All the things that seem to be pushing you at home, when you carry it outside of the home and carry it inside a riot, you surrender your intelligence to be led by stupid boys who have no idea of doing anything good with their life. Do you know the leaders of riots? Cult boys. And if you go and check many of these cult boys, they are professional students. You know what I call professional students? These are students that will never graduate. What is their profession? Students. They are in every campus. They've been on that campus for 9 years. They have advised him to withdraw for almost 5 years. The parents don't know at home. He has no exam to do. Haven't you ever wondered why it is quarter to do exam that they normally strike? Students normally do riot. Some guys are not ready to face the exam. Some guys have no exam. Sometimes they go and do protest and riot just 1 month for final year students to graduate. Final year students, do they normally join them? Why don't they join them? They say, excuse me, don't riot. Wait, let me make we finish our own. Then you can go and strike. The people who lead these riots outside, there are people who have no direction. There are people who they have nothing to lose. You are the one that has something to lose. You are the one that is still a virgin. You are the one that is still intelligent. You are the one that is still a good boy. You are the one that has a plan. Daddy has told you that if you do very well, we'll sponsor you to go and do your master's degree abroad. You are the one that has all those hopes. Those boys don't have those hopes. So, whether your own scatter or you no scatter, it doesn't concern them. A riot, and I want you to know, if you are not at home, the only other place you will soon enter is what? A riot. Your intelligence will be lost. Your diligence will be lost. You will look like a stupid boy. At the end of the day, you'll be looking at your life. I don't know how to say to you. I had a friend. We were in school together. Very close friends. We were in secondary school together. We used to read together. In fact, I think he was 1 year older than me. Very close. We were in the same school. I used to go and read in their house. His father is a rich man, built a big mansion. Their house was not too far from where we were living. And my own father never built house that time. When NEPA take light, there's always a generator in their house. So I will normally go to their house. We sit together. I eat there. Every day I'm wishing that these were my parents. Because they have plenty money. He has generator. They use car to carry. Sometimes if I don't want to, I will rush in the morning to enter their car to school because we are in the same school. My father no get car to carry me that time. We were very good friends. But sometimes It is the children of very good, very privileged children. They are the ones who despise their home. They are the ones who despise all their opportunities. They don't think. They are not thinking. I wish you were thinking. You will not throw away all of those things. There are other children that are praying and wishing that they have your parents. But because you have parents that can afford to pay money and afford to give you 150,000 naira as pocket money. Do you know there are students that when they are going to school, their father puts 1 million in their account? They are in Nigeria. I heard the story of some students in the university in the West. I think, where was that? I think it was Bowen, that they caught these boys. He wanted to do graduation. He bought 3 pairs of shoes. Each one was costing 500,000. 1 pair of shoe. He bought one for himself and bought one for his 2 friends. 1.5 million on shoes. When they went to report to the father that you caught your boy, he bought something. He said, hey, I didn't know that the money in his account has reduced to that level. The man must be crazy. He's not crazy. He has too much money. He doesn't know what to do with it. So they say, you mean you gave me? You say, did he say it's only 1.5 that was? Some people here have not seen 1.5 before in the whole of their life. The whole of the money they have spent from the day they were born up till now, it never reached 1.5. Somebody will blow it on shoes. Excuse me, don't despise your heritage. Some people are praying, wishing that they had your opportunities. And even if you don't, you are not like that senator's child who has that kind of big money. But still, your parents are struggling. They struggle, they sent you to secondary school. They manage, they sent you on admission to university. They struggle. They are wanting something to good. Some of them could not send you to university. They say, try, even if it is Baba, go and learn. They are wanting you to become something in life. Don't despise that heritage. Are you hearing me? This boy. So, which kind of women can this kind of boy catch? You read the story now. Which kind of women did he relate with? What was the name? Harlots, prostitutes. My mother used to knock one proverb for my sister. The person that immediately followed me is a girl. So when she became teenager, she will spend 1 hour in front of mirror. When my mother look at her, she will say, you better get to the river before you fetch water. If you don't get to the river before you fetch water, you will fetch erofo. Erofo is Yoruba language. Erofo means muddy water. You know it's a proverb. What was my mother saying? This way that you are beginning to advertise yourself, you have not reached the stage of catching a husband, catching a correct husband. If you prematurely advertise yourself, which kind of husband will you catch? Error 4. I like you. Can I say to you, if you jump out of the home before you are properly released, you can't get a woman of good worth to marry. You can't. There's no like attracts like. I don't know how to say it to you. There are too many proverbs that say this thing. If a rascal goes out, which kind of woman will she marry? Another rascal. They normally attract themselves. Go and see the people whose marriages are scattered and they are fighting today. The boy say, you don't know me, I'll deal with you. The guy say, you like this. You don't know the person you married. Fire for fire. I know. Those who are gentle, they don't carry those kind of jumbo. What did I call them? Jumbo. It's problem, trouble. If you jump out of this without accepting a guided release, I cannot, there's no way, if I tell you anything different, I'll be telling you a lie. The only kind of woman you will get is another wayward girl who will not make a good home for you in the future. And as a girl, if you jump out, so let's quickly see Dinah. Do you remember the woman called Dinah? You remember her in Genesis 34. I will not spend plenty time on Dinah now because all my time has finished. But let's look at Dinah very briefly. Genesis chapter 34, isn't it? Run. And Dinah, from verse 1. Genesis 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And he so clave to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel. And she spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spoke on, let's leave all of that alone, because I don't have time. Do you remember Dinah? You know, sometimes when you read certain stories in the Bible, they just use one line. You will not understand it unless you think in between the lines. Who was Dinah? Jacob's daughter. Can you describe Dinah to me? She was beautiful. How do you know? Did you see her before? Dinah was an only girl. Among how many brothers? 12. It's because you are not thinking. Supposing there is one girl. Let's not even talk about 12. If there are just 4 brothers and one girl, how will they be doing with that girl? How will they do with her? Will they allow her to go out? If Dinah does, Dinah, what are you going there? Come inside. Will their parents ever send Dinah to go and buy bread? Who normally goes to buy bread? It's the boys. Why? They say it's the only girl that we have. Nothing must happen to her. So Dinah was living in a fence of 12 brothers. Every time they are going out, if Dinah ever went out, he went out in the company of at least 2, 3, 4 of these brothers who formed a protective fence around her. They didn't allow her to go out. They didn't allow. If Dinah is going and she's doing like this 2 months, and if a boy says Dinah, I say what? It normally surprises me. Boys, they know what they do to girls outside, isn't it? So when somebody is trying to do something to their own sister, do they normally agree? You see, you don't know what happened to me. That's how we were growing up. And one of my friends that used to come and visit me, then he started taking interest in my sister. And started always, when he will say he came to visit me. But it's my sister. I say, oh boy, now wait. Is it me you came to visit or her? He said, cool down. I said, I'm not cooling down. Why am I not cooling down? I know what I do with other people's girls. And I know the way this boy is starting now. He's looking for something with my sister. That's how these boys are always protecting. They don't allow Dina to go out. They never allow her to step out. She lived within a fence. Are you listening to me? Teenagers always feel as if they are fenced in. Parents fence them inside. They will not allow them to go out. They will not allow them to go to where they want to go. They will not allow them to do what they want to do. They will not allow them to mix with friends they want to mix with. It's like they are living inside what? A fence all the time. They say, leave me now. Let me also. Let me go out. Let me go out. And they say, no, don't go out. Don't go out. Stay here. That's how they were doing to Dina. Until one day, mistakenly, Papa sent all the boys to the farm. There was a serious work in the farm. So they sent all the men to the farm. So it was only Dina and Mommy that was at home. So Dina, all the time, she has been sitting at the balcony, inside the window. She will be seeing girls passing. Are you with me? Girls of the land, dressed to kill. You have heard that before. What did I say? Dressed to slay. You know, those who are doing what they are doing, they know what they are doing. They want to kill somebody's destiny. This dressing is to do what? By the time I finish with you, there will be nothing left of your future. Every girl you see that is dressing half naked, and then you see them doing like this. What did I say? They are destiny destroyers. We were traveling yesterday. I saw one guy say, okay, there was no need for you to have one dress at all. Because even plus this dress that you wore, we can see everything. This one is too low, we can see everything. This one is too high, we can see everything. The people here is empty. So you should have come out so that we can know your degree of madness. I see girls on the road. I say, are these ones, are they coming from a home? I know they are not from a home. They have gone to a far country. Even though they are still physically at home, some of them maintain 2 wardrobes. There's one dress that they wear at home for mommy and daddy to see. When they get on campus, they change dress. All this one that all the this way, I'm beginning to see another style now. I hope somebody is not wearing it. You are not the one I'm talking about, though. I just want to talk. They finish doing the dress, nice dress, then they will cut a big hole here. Cut a big hole here. Cut a big, what do you call it? Cut a big hole here. The dress itself is. You don't need to have imagination. You can see everything under. Every movement like this shows every curve under. I say, excuse me, what's your plan? The way you are dressed, what are you aiming for? To slay. When I say, sorry, I'm not available. My destiny is more precious. Boys, are you hearing something? Can I say something to you? Girls, don't listen to me. I want to do a fofo to the boys. I want to leak a secret to them. Boys alone, listen to me. Girls, close your ears. I know you will hear. Let me tell you. I read a Bible verse. It said, the adulterous spirit hunts for the precious life. The spirit of adultery is a hunter. What is he looking for? Lives that are what? Precious. They don't look for useless lives. When they are dressed to kill, who are they planning to kill? Precious lives. Boys, if you are precious, tell them I'm not available. All these girls that are doing half-naked parade everywhere, if you go inside them, the whole of your life, you will finish them. When you get to go and read Proverbs chapter 6, he said, she has cast down many wounded. her house is the way to hell. Those who go into her, they never return. Are you following what I'm talking about? Dina has been watching these girls parading everywhere, paint everywhere. They paint face, they paint eye, they paint. They are no longer. Now, they are not doing makeup again now. They have done makeup until they are tired. What are they doing now? Makeover. By the time they make your face over, we will not know you again. All of them now look the same. They look like cats. Just look at it now. It was one of the years I came to preach here. You launched me inside one hotel. They were doing one, I don't know whether beauty contest or something in town. This girl, she did, everything was outside. They were going for this beauty contest or party. So as I came out like that, I bumped into her. I looked at her. I went near her, I said, did somebody tell you that you look pretty? I said, they are deceiving you. You are naked. You know, nobody tells them the truth. Everybody just look at it and say, After all, it's not my daughter. If the mother can allow her daughter to dress like this, it's okay. It's okay. But me, I know they do like that. If I see you, if the thing carry me too much, I will tell you. I will tell you, I say, excuse me, you are not pretty. Do you know that nobody needs to be pretty? Once you are naked, everybody will look at you. It is girls that are not pretty. They are the ones that expose all their body because their face is not fine enough to attract correct boys. So they have to reveal nakedness because even if it's a dog, once she reveals her breast, instinctively everybody will look. Then they will carry their eye and go away. Dina has been looking at these kind of girls from her father's window, from inside the wall of 12 boys, not allowed to go out or do anything until this day that everybody went to farm. Then Mama, I think it was Mommy that forgot. Mommy said, Dina! He said, yes, Mommy. Match is just suddenly finished now. Can you run to Mrs. Galadima there and bring 2 packets of matches for me? Yes, Mommy. The chance she has been looking for has finally come. Today, no boy is going out with me. I'm going out. I'm going out to see these girls. So she went out. That's how she went out. I met one of the girls. He said, will they see you while you are inside your father's prison? What do the girls outside? What do they call the home? Prison. We see you looking through the window as if you are looking through the bars of a prison. You are the one that see how you are dressed. You just wear everything doroge. Everything is lubu as if you want to swim. You are not wearing trendy, skimpy. They have all those languages to slay. Say, look at what you are doing. See your hair. You do shuku like your mother. Old school. Man, you do attachment. You put it in, let it be flying everywhere. So that boys whose mind no they correct. Once they see you like this, they see your hair flying. I see them on top of Okada. You see them struggling with the hair. I say, Wahala, sit down, jejely. You go use your money to buy. Then they will pack the thing. The thing will do gagara on their head. I say, sorry, it's your problem. So by the time they talked, they made Dina look stupid. Say, come, let's show you how to live the good life. They enticed her. And say, no, I have some guy. So as they were teaching her, he said, when you want to, you see how you are walking normal as if you are. When you want to walk, you put some swagger in your steps, man. You think, say, I know they hear now. And then you do your fingers like this. When you talk as if the thing is not going to come out of your mouth. You just take. They are training Dinah, preparing her for what? Slaughter. One of these days, as she was practicing the things they taught her, they call her a prince, but I don't know that kind of prince. They look something. They have plenty money. They have connections. They are doing. They are the people that destroy the destinies of many girls who do not accept guided release. They don't accept a release, a fenced release. We'll let you go out, but we'll go out with you inside what? A fence. You say, no, let me go by myself. I know what I'm doing. Let me go by myself. Let me go by myself. She went by herself and fell into the hand of these people. They look promising. They call themselves a prince, but if she was really a prince, real princes, do they commit rape? Is that a real prince? Except that she's a prince of the devil. You just saw a girl and you grabbed her, pushed her inside the house, slept with her. After you finished defiling her, then you now started saying, I will marry you. When you have already spoilt her wedding day. You have already spoilt her chance of meeting her husband as a chaste woman. You have already spoilt her chance of being able to train her children to keep their virginity for life, for throughout their young years until they marry. You have already destroyed it. Then you say, I will marry you. Don't worry, I will marry you. That's how he has been marrying. Slay them, throw them inside the harem. You know what they call harem? In Nigeria, they call them bashiga. Puda. Just catch her, deflower her, throw her into the backyard, and go and look for another pretty face outside. By the time you go, there are 3, 4, 5 girls they have slept with all over the place, and they are boasting. That one, I've caught her. It's because you boy girls, you don't know. That boys, they are making boast that they have seen your nakedness. They are boasting among themselves. I've slept with that girl. I've caught this one. This one that is doing gra 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 gra. You know, that's why when she sees me, she cannot talk, because then among themselves say, okay, make I see your list. They have lists. I've caught this one, I've caught this one, I've slain this one, I've done this one. And I say, she's also in my list. They say, this one, we have a name we used to call them in my side. They say, this one is very generous. They call it animal sham. He has, they hoard it. All the boys have tasted. Hello? Do you want to be a dinner? After she was finished. I don't know how to quickly finish this. Let me look at that story. Whether I can pick, it is in the other story, but I must not go there now. When she did this, do you hear anything again about Dinah? Her chapter finished. All the great things that will have happened. You have 12 tribes of Israel. I don't know what God had planned for that girl. She was the only girl in the whole lineage. Wasted. Because she went out. She went out to go and see the daughters of the land. She went out to go and see people who are strangers to the covenant of promise. She went out to go and mix with people who have no vision for tomorrow. Your parents have been guarding you jealously over these years. They have plans for your life. They want something good to come out of your life. They are praying that my son, by the time I'm old, my son will be a magistrate. By the time I'm old, my daughter will be the chief physician in that big hospital in this place. Or I'm going to establish a big hospital for her. To man, all that dream wasted. Dinah came back home defiled, deflowered, disvirgined, defiled. Her own has finished. Just one escapade, and I don't know how to tell you. It may be just one night, one careless night. Have you watched that film before? There's one film called One Careless Night, and it spoils the whole of your story. One careless night in a party, and it finishes everything. One careless night with that careless boy, and it finishes your future. One careless night with that careless girl, and you can carry HIV, and you'll be nursing it for the rest of your life. Stay within the fence. What did I say? Stay within that fence. Collect whatever you can collect from your parents, but stay at home. Stay within that fence. Don't you know that the same fence, Abba, look at this fence that is fenced around this house. The same fence that fences you in is what fences dangerous animals out. Is the same fence. The same fence that is making you look like if you are living inside a prison is the same fence that keeps dangerous animals out. It's the same fence that keeps HIV out, that keeps gonorrhea, syphilis, all of those diseases that can finish a boy's private part. There are many men now, they are looking for children. Their sperm count is 0. There's nothing you can do for them. They can't have children again because of escapades when they were young. There are many girls outside there now. They have become the guinea pig of pastors that are praying for miracle. They will not tell the story. Their womb is gone. Their womb. Because they have done abortion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. By the 6th time, they remove the entire thing. But they will not tell their husband. Then they will now marry. They say they are looking for the fruit of the womb. And some pastors who don't have any work to do will be praying and fasting for somebody whose womb has been removed. And why do you want to do that? Stay within the fence. Help me to look at the person beside you. Look at him or her very sincerely and say, I counsel you. Stay within the fence. Look to the other side. Let me preach to the other person. I counsel you. Stay within the fence. Tell the person why. Tell the person. Tell the person. That's your safety. Tell the person. He's looking as if they are caging you in. They are not allowing you to get. It's for a short time. It's for a short time. It's for a short time. Let me tell you. The same parents that are saying, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? By the time you reach 25, you reach 26, you reach 27, and you don't bring a husband, they are the one that will wake you up in the night and say, okay, now waiting. Go bring husband. I born you. You must sow. You must do what? That's what they told me. That's what my parents told me, because I gave my life to Christ. So I became born again. I dropped all my girlfriends and everything. I was following Jesus. So they were looking. They didn't see any girl around me. We don't do the kind of useless things that you people are doing now. When you see two people who are truly born again, they don't have boyfriends. They don't have girlfriends. They don't date. They keep serving the Lord until it is time to marry. Then they go to God in prayer and pray until God shows them the person they are going to marry. In our time, we don't do all this tasting and testing that you people are doing. How do you taste and test to know somebody who is going to run mad after she gives back to her first daughter? Can you? Do they normally write it on the face? Okay. Do you know which girl that her mother-in-law is a witch? Do they normally write it on their face? You that say you want to test, I must taste before I test. I must taste before I catch. Taste, test, catch, and you will catch a witch mother-in-law. As your business is going up like this, the thing will be crashing. Baga. You will not know that you caught. Your tasting caught you a witch. Stay within that fence. Stay inside. It's more profitable. Kai. Let me leave dinner now. Kai. Oh, now. I've told all the story about the bad guy. Let's go to the girl that did well. Her name is Ruth. Do you remember Ruth? Let's look at her story quickly. Kai, Lord, please help me to quickly tie this up. Kai, time has gone. I should go on. I should finish the route. That's another 1 hour. I will not spend 1 hour. My wife is warning me. I must not spend 1 hour. Let's go to route. Maybe 15 minutes, we will stop. Where is route? Where is route here? Where is the route? There's one route there. Another route. How many of them? We have 2 routes. Good girls. Your story will be like this in the name of Jesus. Look at this girl, Ruth. Let's not read the first part of her story because she has challenges in life. She married young age. Her husband died within a year. They have not given birth to any child. And the mother-in-law say, you don't do it, they go home. Husband don't die. First child die, second child die. I no do again, make I go home. And she's coming back home. Praise the Lord. Now, let's go to chapter 2. You remember the end of the story of chapter 1. So that I will not spend time to look at that. They returned back. So here was a Ruth who is a young widow. Am I correct? This is the story of a young widow living with an old widow. So this is a fellowship of widows. And this is a widow that when she wanted to follow this senior widow, let's read that one quickly. Let's read it in chapter 1. If I don't read it now, the story will not be complete. Will you go with me? Surely we will. Look at verse 10. And they said to her, surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, turn again, my daughters. Why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husband? What is the senior widow telling the young widow? If you join this fellowship of widows, you are going to be a widow until you die. No husband for you. Turn again, my daughters, verse 12. Go your way, for I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, will you tarry for them till they were grown? Will you stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. What was that woman telling the younger widow? If you follow me, no show for you, no marriage for you. Your life is completely going to be like my own. No sparkle, no excitement, nothing. The guy said, I will go. He said, wait, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm too old to have a husband. Let's even agree that I decide to have husband. Yes, to marry husband today. That's the first miracle. Who will marry an old widow? You are not hearing me. Who will marry old widow? Nobody, except another old widow. Let's say miracle number 1 happen. I find an old man who is still capable of giving birth to a child. Marry me. And we sleep one night. And the one night become pregnancy. That's miracle number 2. Old widows, do they normally get pregnant? After menopause. This is a woman that her son has already married. So she has entered menopause. Are you hearing me? She cannot give birth to a child again. So miracle number 2, I give birth to a child. Miracle number 3, the child is a son. Is it compulsory that it must be a son? It can be a girl. She can give birth to the first one a girl, second one a girl, third one a girl. But let's say miracle number 3, it is a son. Then number 4, will you wait for this small baby to grow up, become 25, to marry you, as if, as the boy is growing up, as if Ruth will not be growing up? So the picture she painted was a bleak future. As if you stay with me at home, you will not get anything good in life. I want to tell you, teenager, that is the lie that Satan normally tells every young person. If you follow this old way of life, if you follow these ancient paths, if you become holy and be dressing like a righteous woman like your mother, nobody will marry you. If you follow in discipleship, it is one of these useless brothers that you will get to marry. If you want to catch a correct husband, ugbonge husband, go out. Are you hearing me? That looked like it. And Ruth said, let God punish me if I go away from you. I don't care whether God gives me a husband or he doesn't give me a husband. I have seen the God of Israel, and it is the God of Israel I will serve. Teenagers, can I say to you, you can never serve God and miss out. You can't. He's a rewarder of them that diligently do what? Seek him. That's Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. He's a rewarder. He rewards those who diligently seek him. He gives them the best husbands. Naomi said, you will not get anything. Ruth said, if no be God that they follow. Now God that they follow, no be you. Now God. But I'm following the God in you. That's the role of disciples, isn't it? I've not seen a better story to describe the discipler relationship like Ruth and Naomi. When a disciple intrinsically trusts the Lord while following a disciple. They are not putting their trust and their confidence in the disciples. Disciples are men. They are human beings. I cannot put my trust in a human being. But God has said I should follow him. I'll follow him. Let him train him. Let him train me. Even though following him looks as if I will not get anything. It's the same thing I will tell the young man that he wants to go into ministry. Say, if I follow this man, I will not become a great man of God. If I want to become a great man of God, I must do what? Bolt out. That's the lie Satan always tells. But Ruth said, I'm not trusting the discipler. I'm trusting who? God. God is able to give me what is my portion. I'll follow him. And she followed. She followed. Let's see how she got a husband. Now, this one, a direct husband. We'll go study here. Look at how she got a husband. What is step 1 to getting a correct husband? Chapter 2. And Naomi had a kinsman of her brother, of her husbands, a mighty man of wealth, of the family of Elimelech, and his name was Boaz. And Ruth, the Moabitess, said to Naomi, let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him, in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, do what? Go, my daughter. This is what I call guided release. She took permission. She took guidance for every step. I want to go out this way. If the senior widow has said, don't go, what would she have done? She would have stayed inside. Let me tell you, obedience doesn't reduce you. Obedience only, it's, what is the word now? Lord Jesus, give me that word now. it recommends you as a serious person. Obedience tells people that this is a responsible, serious-minded fellow. Disobedience brings you down. Obedience exalts. When you see a boy that is obedient, he or she is valued by parents. They say, oh, he's a good boy. In fact, obedience makes it easy to release you. They say, I know him. He won't go beyond my commandments. He can go, no problem. When you have been obedient, your mates will make fun of you. They say, mommy's rapper. Any small thing, let me call my mommy. Are you a child? Any small thing, let me ask daddy. Any small thing, let me ask daddy. Let me ask mommy. Obedience does not reduce you. It promotes you. It increases your value. It makes you responsible in the society. It makes people relax with you. An obedient person is somebody that is trustable. Are you hearing me? She said, let me go. And the woman said, go. But look at what happened. She went. When she went and finished, what did she do? She came back home. I don't want to read all the good story about this girl, how she's hardworking, how she said, oh, an obedient girl. When you meet them anywhere, you know them. She distinguished herself. She gets to a place of, he's not lazy. He's not joining lazy workers to be trying to be dodging work. He collects it. Is it not work? Do you know that work doesn't reduce you? Hard work only does what? It trains you. Anybody who gives you work is doing you good, plenty good. He's training you. He's increasing your skill. He's increasing your capacity. He's improving your ability to take a project from beginning and finish it. The more work you do, the better you are, the better you become. She came back home after working and all of that. The man Boaz noticed her and gave her many things. If I stay there, we will stay long. But let us go to verse 17. Are you in verse 17? Ruth chapter 2, verse 17. So she gleaned in the field until evening and beat out that which she had gleaned. And it was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up and went into the city. And her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned. And she brought forth and gave to her that she has reserved after she was sufficed. What are you learning from that girl? She doesn't hide anything. She went to work somewhere, and the oga of the place took special interest in her and gave her, apart from her salary, gave her extra money. When she got to, what did she do? Mommy, where I went, the man was very nice to me. He said, they gave you all of this. He said, yes. Who is the person? The woman checked it out. Who is that person? He said, yes, that's one. In fact, I've eaten out of it too. This is not all they gave me. She told the story. She did not only give what was remaining. She said, after I have eaten, I ate. Oh, they gave me, I ate. It is the one that I remained that I brought home for you. She is open. She remained at home, despite the fact that she was now beginning to make money. Some of you, if you get a job now and you start making money, you will not call daddy and mommy again. You will not talk again because there's money in your pocket. Do you know the reason why? Many of you teenagers, you don't call your parents before unless you need money. It's when you need pocket money. But now you have money, so why should I be calling them? If you don't learn how to maintain a relationship with your parents now, when money enters your pocket, it is that money that will send you far away from your parents. Because you'll be asking, so why do I need to call them? Why do I need to talk to them? After all, I have my money now. Learn how to call them now when you don't have money. So that when you have money, it will have become a habit which you can sustain. She showed her mother-in-law what was left. And her mother-in-law said unto her, where hast thou gleaned today? Where did you go, my daughter? Where did you go? This kind of special interest that somebody is taking inside you, where did you go? Tell me the story. And she said, can you imagine that? Look at, if you read that verse 19, can somebody read it from a simpler version? Verse 19. If you have Living Bible or something, or maybe easy to read. All of you carry King James. Living Bible. Read verse 19 for me. Yes.
Naomi exclaimed.
Eh?
So much, Naomi exclaimed.
Yes.
Where in the world did you glean today?
Where in the world did you go? Auntie, shebi you told me you will just go somewhere. Where did you go? Where in the world did you go today? Yes.
Praise the Lord for whoever was so kind to you. So Ruth told her mother-in-law all about it and mentioned that the owner of the field was Boaz.
Oh, he didn't say it the way I wanted him to say it. When King James says, blessed be he that did take knowledge of thee, somebody noted you. Somebody is beginning to be interested in you. This kind special phone that they have bought for you. Somebody is interested. Mommy now, he's just my friend. I just went to her place and he just gave me the phone because he saw that my phone fell into water. That's why he just bought me another phone. He said, did they buy phone like that? Now so then they buy phone. Somebody is interested. Who is the person? Who is the person? So she spoke out and said, oh, the man's name is what? Boaz. From day one of the relationship, she has told her parents. From day one, she didn't hide anything. Let me tell you, when you hide things from your parents or hide from your disciples, you do more harm than good. Harm to yourself. Look at verse. Where is that? We just finished verse 19, isn't it? Verse 20. And Naomi said unto her daughter-in-law, blessed be he of the Lord, who has not left off his kindness to the living and to the dead. And Naomi said to her, the man is near of kin to us, one of our next kinsmen. Can you see what is happening now? As far as the girl is concerned, she has just met a nice man. She did not know that this was divine arrangement. Why is it divine arrangement? You see, there's a law in Israel that when a man dies and he does not have children and the wife is young, anybody who is the nearest kinsman should marry that person and give birth to children. And the first child they give birth to will not bear the name of this younger husband. That first child bears the name of the late brother. That's why the nearer kinsman say, I know do. How will I give birth to a child? I will feed the child. I will raise the child. The child will grow up and he will not bear my name. He will carry my inheritance and carry it back to a brother. I know do. If you want to do that kind of thing, go ahead and do it. That's why the nearer kinsman refused. But you see, Ruth does not know that law. There are many things you don't know as a teenager. Are you hearing me? Pull your ear like this. All of you pull your ear and say, there are many things I don't know. There are many things I think I know, but I don't know. There are many things. Say, I know many things, but I don't know everything. There are many things I don't know. And the things I don't know, They are more than the things I know. You know, Ruth saw a fine man, a gentleman, a generous man. That's all Ruth knows. But the woman said, "Oh, that one is small. Oh. This is divine arrangement. God's hand is in this." Who showed the younger woman that God is inside that business? It's the parents, the discipler. Whoever has oversight over you, allow them to watch over your relationships. If you see a fine girl, you are looking at face. They are looking at destiny. They are looking at divine arrangement. Allow them to confirm that yes, God's hand is in this one before you go ahead. Let's read quickly because I'm running against time now. He said, the man is near of kin to us. One of our next kinsmen. And Ruth, the Moabitess, said, he also said unto me also, thou shalt keep fast by my young men until they have ended all my harvest. And Naomi said unto Ruth, her daughter-in-law, it is good, my daughter, that thou should go out with his maidens, that they meet thee not in another field. It was my son that showed me this last week. He was preaching and I sat down. I've never seen this before. That when Boaz was talking to Ruth, shall we go back and look at it? Go back. Go back. Go back and see. Hearest thou? Verse 8. Are you seeing verse 8? Then said Boaz unto Ruth, hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence. Abide fast, but abide here fast by my who? Who are maidens? Ladies. Let's see when Ruth was reporting it. Can you see what Ruth said? Verse 21. And Ruth the Moabitess said, he said also unto me, he said unto me also, thou shalt keep fast by my you are not seeing it. Are you following it? By my who? Young men. Was it men that Boaz said? Who did they say she should be following? The ladies. But you know every girl is interested in men. When she was reporting it back at home, instead of saying, they say make her they follow the women. What did she say? Say make her follow the young men. Let's see what the discipler did now. And Naomi said unto Ruth, her daughter-in-law, 22, it is good, my daughter, that thou go out with his what? You didn't see what I'm saying. Sometimes you go out, you thought you had, but you had young men. It is the discipler that will correct and say, it's not men. Don't follow the men. Follow who? The ladies. In life, there are many times you think you have had. Sometimes you even think you have had God very well. God spoke to me as I was in the spirit. The eyes of the Lord opened my eyes, the inner eye. And as I saw a revelation. When you are saying it to your discipler, is listening like this. They know. When they were your age, that's how they did. So, whatever is going wrong in your perceptions, in your spiritual understanding, they can help you to identify it and do what? Correct it and say, no, don't stay with the men. It's the women. Was the discipler there? She wasn't there, but she knows that the correct thing is to stay by the maidens. Don't go follow these men. If you go follow these men, something bad can happen to you. I saw a Ruth that followed the discipler, followed her parents, followed her guidance. Yes, she's being released. You see this guided release. She's allowed to leave the house. She's allowed to go to the farm. She's allowed to go wherever she wants to go. But whenever she goes there, she must come back home to come and do what? To come and report. And she comes back to report. They help her to adjust it. Don't go this way. Don't do this one. Do this one. Follow here. Time is intimidating me now. You will have gone step by step. Do you remember that Naomi was the one saying, come tonight. It's time for me to get a husband for you. It is still Ruth that will get her husband. But the parents play a very important role. The discipler plays a very important role. He said, I must seek rest for you, my daughter. He said, the man that took note of you, I have watched it, I've gauged it, is correct. You are the one who saw the man. I have checked it, I've prayed, and I've agreed that that is the Lord. This is how to behave with a man. Cover yourself. Go like this. Do this one. Go and sleep there. Go and do this one. At so time is when you should discover yourself to him. I wish I had time to be looking at it one by one. You see that all the correct steps of how to get a correct life partner is inside this story. Don't reveal yourself prematurely. Don't go and be advertising yourself. Wait until the man's heart is merry. There's a divine timing. If a man sees you at the wrong time, who is supposed to marry you, he may not. And if he doesn't see you at the right time, he may miss you. Wait until this time. At this particular time, when you see him like this, that's when to make your proposal. If it is a boy, we say like that to brothers. Brothers who submit themselves. I say, you have seen the girl, don't go yet. Go and take some time to pray. Go and fast. Go and talk to God that the day you will go, you are going to meet the girl in a very correct frame of mind. There are certain things you are going to say that day that is going to make that girl to submit herself to you for the rest of her life. You see some marriages, the woman does not have a problem submitting to her husband because there was a divine introduction. God showed you and said, this person is like this. The person you are marrying is a choice son in my hand. I'm giving her to do like this. I've only appointed you to be a help for her. You will see that girl. Whether she's intelligent, even if she's more well-read, even if she has more salary, she will still submit because of a divine introduction. Is somebody listening to me? When you follow this guided release, you get something substantial. Get something valuable. You bring home a choice woman. Look at the kind of person that Ruth went to go and catch. A mighty man of wealth. A man who is spiritual. I wish I had time for us to study Boaz. Somebody who comes to his company in the morning and the person said, the Lord be with you. And his company staff, they say, and the Lord be with your spirit, sir. That kind of company will be wonderful to work. And you can see the foreman taking care of the people. It is a foreman that is recommending a junior staff. It doesn't happen in the world today. This is a beautiful company. That's the one Ruth plugged in. Because she stayed at home, she followed instructions, she agreed to be released gradually into her destiny. Eventually, let me stop here. She brought him. Let me ask you, which one do you want? Is it the harlot you want? Or the prince, the defiling prince? Which one of the two do you like? You are not answering me. Those who like harlots, the boys that like to marry harlots, let me see your hand. You know, then they say harlots, so those people that their eye don't open eye. You talk, they open eye on you. How many of you want that wife? I know you will not. And I know there are no girls here that want to be defiled. Even if nobody rapes you, there is something that will be lost when you go out by yourself without guidance, without support, without direction. I told you that my heart is full for you. I wish you are the only one I'm talking to throughout this weekend. I will have kept talking because I know that you are our future. You are the destiny of this nation. before I go to nation. You are the future of your parents. Every time I look at my children like this, I say, yes, these ones, they will replace me tomorrow. When my strength has finished, when I can no longer run up and down like that, they will run up and down in my name. They will be carrying my name. Every time we look at you, that's what we parents are thinking about. These are our posterity. These are our legacy. These are our future. And when I become very weak and I cannot drive again for hours to go and preach, and I have to be packaged, when I have become Lanre, have you seen those kind of pa? Now look at me, I can preach for 3 hours. If you don't stop me, I can keep preaching for 6 hours. There's coming a time that after I preach 5 minutes, I'll go and drink water. I drink 1 cup of water. Then I will say, my little children. I'll be talking one by one. Listen very carefully to the word of the elders. You see, That's how elders talk, isn't it? When I reach that stage, when I cannot run everywhere, these children will take care of me. These children will continue my passion. I will see myself reproduced in them all over the country. That's what is in our hearts as parents for you. Please, I want to beg you, don't waste that. Don't go and finish that in one corner. And it is possible that you are saying, my own parents are not like that. They are not even, no, you don't know. Maybe even if, let's even assume that you have bad parents. I want to inform you, that is God's thinking about you. You have a heavenly Father, isn't it? There's a Father in heaven. There's a God in heaven who is thinking about your tomorrow. He wants you to become something. He wants you to become somebody. He wants you to affect the world. You will not affect the world with all this rascalism that your age group, they are offering you. Go home. Can I ask somebody here who has abandoned his parents? You told yourself, my parents will not know anything about me. That's not the best decision. Go back home. Go and befriend your parents again. Go and warm yourself into their heart. Maybe you did some misbehaviors and they have already pushed you aside. Go back home and go and repent and say, Daddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've always been like that. But I made up my mind from ABCL 2019. Something happened to me. I really understood myself. You know, the problem is that most teenagers don't understand themselves. They don't know the stage they are in. That's why I undertook to explain to you. This is the precarious situation you are in. In a few years now, you enter full-bloom adulthood. You start taking responsibility for yourself. This stage, allow your parents, allow your guardians, students, allow your lecturers, your teachers, allow them to guide you. Don't be disobedient. Don't do strong-head. Don't prove that you are something by being a disobedient boy. You only reduce yourself. You make everybody talk down about you as if you don't have something inside of you. But if you make up your mind and say, no, something good is going to come out of my life. I made that decision many years ago as a teenager. You know, I gave my life to Christ at 19. I was just going to cross into adulthood when I gave my life to Christ. And I made up my mind. I said, Lord, I'm going to follow you until I die. That's well over 40 years ago. I'm still following him. And he has not failed me. I want you to know that you will live a life, a good life. You may not be the richest in the world. Money is not everything. You have peace of mind. You have a good wife. You have good children. Because you have been obedient to your parents, whatever you sow, you will also do what? You will reap. Your children will be obedient to you. I want to advertise to you a good life. It's possible to you. It's available to you. If only you will accept this guided release and say, no, I will not bolt out. I will not go to the far country. I will not sneak out. I will not go outside the fence. I'm going to stay where God can build my life until I become what he plans for me. Would you like to pray? Bow down your heads and pray.